What I'm going to do with you now is I'm going to take you through areas that we use in the method to dissect scenes. Think of it like a car engine. When we come to scenes and characters, we don't just come to the engine, look at it as a whole thing, by itself and turn it on. We actually take it apart. We take bit by bit and we dissect it and understand each bit, put it back together again, and then we use it. So let me just take you through the areas that you should be considering. Okay, internal life. We would use what we call sensory work, sense memory. This is using your memories in conjunction with your senses in order to produce the correct emotional content for scenes. Now, characters are never just one thing. There usually are lots of different things. You may be in a scene where a character is splitting up with someone, and your character's angry. They're also very much in love with that person. They might feel betrayed. They might feel a whole range of different experiences and emotions. The danger is just to play it one way, just to give it a coating of it. It's kind of like that, right? That's death. You've got to pick out each part. You've got to say, right, well, can I do this scene with the whole experience of betrayal? I'm going to work on an experience that I've felt personally betrayed. And I'm going to generate that experience. And I'm going to do the whole scene, every word, every line, using that experience. Next time I come back to this scene, I'm going to change that. I'm going to switch that experience of betrayal for one of love, because I'm still really in love with this person in the scene. I'm going to generate an experience where I personally have been in love and have felt those feelings, and then I'm going to do every line, every word, and every action is going to be connected with that experience of love. The next time I come back to it, I'm going to say, he's also really angry in this scene. And therefore, I'm going to use an experience where I have personally been angry in my life, where I've really experienced a strong sense of anger. I'm going to re-experience that memory through my senses. And then I'm going to do every part of the scene, every word, every line, colored by that experience. And then eventually you get what we call layers. You start to layer the scene with complexity. I love complexity. I'm actually looking to make scenes and characters the most complicated thing in the world. You know why? Because you're complicated. Human beings are complex. We're not just one thing or two things. We're a whole range of different things. And to really do the work justice, to be excellent, and everything I do is about acting excellence, I'm actually looking to really bring that complexity to bear in the scene. And that's one of the ways that we do it for the internal life. Right, a scene is never one thing. A character is never one thing. There are 50 different ways to play a character, and there's 50 different ways to play a scene. There seriously is. And your job is to find them. It's not to stay with one way of doing it. It's to find 50 different ways to do it. It's all in the choices. Great actors are all about developing a range of choices and then picking the best ones. People like Marlon Brando didn't just go for one or two ideas. They came up with a whole range of ideas. They did. Every time they went on to shoot, they were trying it a different way. There's a story about Al Pacino and Robert De Niro and the scene from Heat that they do with each other. They did it about 20, 30 times. And the director said, well, we chose the 17th take because it was the most interesting one. So they were choosing to do it different ways each time because they knew that one of those ways might just be genius. One of those ways might just be so inspired and different from what anybody else thought. But you know what? If they'd stopped at 16, they would never have got it. If they stopped at 1 or 2, forget it. Right? So you have to think really about increasing your choices.